Listen, if you're like me, then you grew up with Barbie movies. You've seen them all. Heck, you might even own them all. I sure do. But I thought, I can't possibly be the only one who's noticed that there's always certain things that happen in every Barbie movie. I mean, maybe there's some exceptions to the rules, but honestly, there's some common themes. I just thought we should discuss them today because I'm positive that they haven't gone unnoticed. So let's just bring them to light, shall we? Number one, for me, every Barbie movie has a theme song. And I'm not just talking about the fact that Barbie movies all have soundtracks. I'm more referring to the fact that if you think of a Barbie movie off the top of your head, immediately one specific song, even if there's multiple, one specific song is gonna come to mind. I'll give you some examples. Island Princess.
Here on my island, the sea says hello.
Princess and the Pauper.
I'm just like you.
You are?
You're just like me.
12 Dancing Princesses. Swan Lake. It even works with the newer ones too, believe me. Okay, I'll give you another example. Diamond Castle.
I feel connected, protected.
Princess Charm School.
You can tell she's a princess. She doesn't need a crown.
Fashion Fairy Tale.
Change the colors, change the lines, slice whatever you design. Oh, 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 oh.
You can't help it, and neither can I. Every Barbie movie has got some sort of song associated with it. We all know them, and that's just the way it is. Number two, every Barbie movie has got a villain. Some sort of antagonist. I mean, I guess that's pretty standard for a movie, but some Barbie villains are quite iconic. I mean, let's be honest. We've got the oldies but the goodies, Laverna. She's fantastic.
That's right, darling. Did you miss me?
The Mouse King.
What does one create for the palace that has everything?
Mother Gothel.
Friends? You loved me.
Rothbart is awesome. And I mean, can we count Odile too? Because she's hilarious.
Be quiet!
Yeah, I found that overall Barbie movies have done a pretty good job with villains. Oftentimes they get really good voice actors and they give them good storylines for the most part. I mean, it's not like we get an entire history of the people, but they have motive, It's not like they're being bad for bad's sake. They want something, and we know what they want, so it makes the movies more interesting. All right, number three. I have to bring this one up. I mean, it's inarguable. The love interest, guys. There's always a boy. Every single Barbie movie's got the guy. Even if she doesn't end up with the guy, there's always a guy. In the original Barbie movies, she always ends up getting married by the end of it anyway, to be honest with you, or practically married. But of course, with the times, this changed. And in some of the newer ones, Barbie's just got her boyfriend Ken. Or there's a prince that she's supposed to be hanging out with, but she's like, nah, bruh, I've got other things to do. But the prince is still a character. There's always someone. I remember watching Charm School and being like, ooh, Prince Nicholas, that's gonna be so cool. But they danced together and they had a really good time and it was cute. But other than that, nothing really happened. And that just seemed to be the way that things went after a while. And I'm not complaining, but it still makes me chuckle that despite that, they always still throw him in there just to please everybody. But now the people who aren't romantics are also pleased because they're like, yeah, she's, it's not revolving around her and the person she loves like some of the earlier ones. I've saved the most classic two for last. You can't disagree with me that in every Barbie movie, there is animal sidekicks, whether it's one or some, whether they talk or not. Most of the time they talk, and it's fine, I guess, but they're always there. I mean, I guess in Barbie and the Nutcracker, which came out in 2001, and I count that as the first real Barbie movie. I know there was a few in the 90s, but for me, it's the '01 Nutcracker. She doesn't really have an animal sidekick in that one, does she? There's the horse, but it's not like the horse follows her around. And there's the owl, but it's not like the owl follows her around either. So I suppose for that very first one, she doesn't have animal sidekicks. But then right away we jump into Rapunzel, the second Barbie movie. She's got Hobie and she's got Penelope. So yeah, it didn't take the Barbie movie franchise long to realize that, hey, there's some sort of appeal here to Barbie having some sidekick characters. And that sure stuck around. Whether you like them or not, they're there. Bibble is iconic. We can't complain about Bibble, or at least I'm not complaining about Bibble. You know, I wasn't necessarily complaining about Zinzi and Mariposa, but then in Mariposa and the Fairy Princess, I think it's called, when they brought in like the other puffballs, I was like, meh. I mean, see, I don't even really remember their names because Bibble is the OG puffball and he's the only one that we need in our lives, or at least that's the way I feel. I know that there's like the purple one that's Mariposa's and the blue one that's the Fairy Princesses. They had to have them, but that's what I'm pointing out to you, is that every Barbie movie's got them. They have to have them. They're there all the time. Last but not least, the magical dress transformation. Ugh. Number 5, coming in hot. You know what I'm talking about. Every Barbie movie's got this. It's the moment that we all wait for when the magic in the air finally surrounds our main character girl and she does a little twirl, and by the time all the sparkles fade away, she's wearing the most beautiful dress and her hair's changed, her makeup is flawless, and the shoes, let's not kid ourselves here, the shoes are usually pretty awesome as well. The magical dress transformation is something that I look forward to. I mean, it's kind of like when you get the movie, when you buy the DVD, you have a spoiler because you can see what the end game dress looks like by looking at the cover of the disc. And that's fine, because then you're like excited. You're like, oh, like what's she gonna do to earn that dress? Or like earn that, I don't know. I mean, I guess in the times of Fairytopia, it was more what's she gonna do to earn like the next pair of wings? Because every movie she progressively gets arguably prettier and prettier wings. There's always some sort of magical transformation, and I'm living for them. I've noticed these patterns for a while, and I thought that I'd just get them out there. Have I missed any though? Have you guys thought of anything that's consistent throughout Barbie movies that I forgot? Let me know, because I'm genuinely curious. There's a comment section right there. And otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great day. I'll be back with more soon because Barbie is something that I can talk about for a while. Okay, bye!